What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, Olympic bronze medalist, former WBC American Heavyweight World Champion, one of only 6 fighters in the history of the sport of boxing to successfully defend his title 10 times while holding it for 5 years. That being none other than superstar boxer Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. 42 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 41 big wins by way of knockout. He's 35 years of age. He stands at 6'7" with an 83-inch arm reach. Deontay Wilder, he will be going into his highly anticipated trilogy match with undefeated 2-time heavyweight world champion British superstar boxer Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. 30 wins, no losses, 1 draw. 21 wins by way of knockout. Tyson Fury is 32 years of age, stands at 6'9" with an 85-inch arm reach. They will be squaring off October 9th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. With that said, there was another huge fight that took place and a big upset that took place this past Saturday night as former 2-time unified heavyweight world champion, Olympic gold medalist, British superstar boxer Anthony Joshua took on former fellow Olympic gold medalist, former undisputed cruiserweight world champion, turned heavyweight unified world champion, that being none other than Ukrainian superstar boxer OLEKSANDR Usyk. OLEKSANDR Usyk, he defeated Anthony Joshua via unanimous decision to become 19 wins, no losses, no draws, 15 wins by way of knockout. OLEKSANDR Usyk, 34 years of age, stands at 6'3" with a 78-inch arm reach. Anthony Joshua is now 24 wins, 2 losses, no draws, 22 big wins by way of knockout. Anthony Joshua is 31 years of age. Anthony Joshua stands at 6'6" with an 82-inch arm reach. With that said, there was an upset as OLEKSANDR Usyk, he made his debut at the heavyweight division after winning and dominating the cruiserweight division, and what many consider him to be the second greatest cruiserweight in the history of the sport of boxing, behind none other than legendary Hall of Famer, iconic superstar, former undisputed cruiserweight champion, former undisputed heavyweight world champion, and former unified heavyweight world champion, that being none other than real deal Evander Holyfield. With that said, OLEKSANDR Usyk, southpaw, slick boxer, smaller than Anthony Joshua, 3 years older, 3 inches shorter, has a 4-inch height disadvantage to Anthony Joshua. He dominated Anthony Joshua, but it was a seesaw battle. The first 3 rounds, OLEKSANDR Usyk won the first 3 rounds. Anthony Joshua, he won rounds 4 through 6. He won the next 3 rounds. Then it was a seesaw battle where Usyk won the 7th round, Joshua won the 8th round, Usyk won the 9th round, Joshua won the 10th round. Then Usyk separated himself by winning 11 and 12. Big in the 12th round, he almost stopped Anthony Joshua. With that said, Deontay Wilder, he had been seeking out an undisputed showdown with Anthony Joshua for quite some time, but was unable to secure it because they were doing a lot of dancing around Deontay Wilder, that being Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn, who promotes Anthony Joshua. It seems as if they weren't confident in making that fight happen between Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, so it never came to fruition. They had a lot of demands. They had a lot of stipulations they put on Deontay Wilder to accept the fight, a flat fee of $10 million, flat fee of $12 million, things of that nature, no rematch clause when he was a world champion longer than Anthony Joshua. He excited and revitalized the heavyweight division, bringing excitement back, knocking down and knocking out every opponent he's ever faced, and they danced around him. This since Deontay Wilder, this is since 2017, after Anthony Joshua defeated Vladimir Klitschko April of 2017. After that fight, Anthony Joshua, he called out Deontay Wilder. He said, let's make it happen. So Deontay Wilder, who was commentating the fight ringside, he said, don't wait, make the date. He said, I was going to give the young fella some time to blossom, some time to groom. But since he wants to have it now, don't wait, make the date, okay? That was back in April of 2017. Then Anthony Joshua, he fought Carlos Takam in October of 2017. Then he had a unification bout with Joseph Parker in March of 2018. That's when Deontay Wilder was supposedly fight Joseph Parker himself. So at that point in time, Deontay Wilder, he was seeking out a unification bout with Joseph Parker, who was the WBO World Heavyweight champion, okay? And Joseph Parker, he even came ringside to one of Deontay Wilder's fights. A few of Deontay Wilder fights, most notably the Gerald Washington fight. And then they seemed to be negotiating a unification bout, and Joseph Parker, he then decided to go the route of fighting Anthony Joshua because Eddie Hearn, he was offering more money for Joseph Parker to fight Anthony Joshua. So that took place March of 2018. But all this time, Deontay Wilder was trying to secure a fight with Anthony Joshua. After the Joseph Parker fight, he unified the belts. Anthony Joshua was now the WBA, the IBF, and the WBO and the IBO heavyweight world champion. So Deontay Wilder at that point was saying, listen, let's make it happen for Undisputed. There was a lot of negotiating. There was a lot of parrying. There was a lot of games being played between Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua. Said he wanted $50 million. Deontay Wilder. Then they found a way, that being Shelley Finkel, Al Heyman, PBC, Premier Boxing Champion, founder and advisor, to give Anthony Joshua the $50 million. Anthony Joshua, he turned around and he said he was flattered that Deontay Wilder was offering him $50 million, but he couldn't accept it. So Anthony Joshua, he stated that he had, because he has other obligations and because he has so many different, promotional issues where it comes to him having, so many sponsors and so many obligations to other different places, that he couldn't just outright take the $50 million. So Anthony Joshua, he turned down the $50 million. So with that said, then they offered Deontay Wilder a flat fee of $12 million with no rematch clause. Deontay Wilder said he would take the $12 million as long as they put a rematch clause in it. And then Eddie Hearn, he tried to, up the ante so Deontay Wilder will be willing to take, the bait. And he upped it to $15 million guaranteed without a rematch clause. And Deontay Wilder said, I want the same deal that Anthony Joshua would get in return. Should I beat Anthony Joshua and become undisputed, I want the same thing in return. I'm the clear A side at that point in time. And in return, in a rematch, I want the immediate rematch. And then I want the lion's share of the money, the bigger split of the pie, right? They were unwilling to do so, and it never came to fruition. Then they stated that when Deontay Wilder said he would take the $15 million flat fee, they said that Wembley Stadium wasn't available, and then they ended up fighting their mandatory. Then they stated they had a mandatory in Alexander Povetkin. They ended up fighting Alexander Povetkin in September at Wembley Stadium after they told Deontay Wilder Wembley Stadium was not going to be available. With that said, Deontay Wilder, after that, he then stated, it's okay. Everything comes full circle. Anthony Joshua is going to need me at some point in time. And now we fast forward. Anthony Joshua, he lost to Andy Ruiz Jr., who has become the first heavyweight world champion. He did so in dramatic fashion by dropping Anthony Joshua 4 times and stopping him in the 7th round of their fight June 1st of 2019 at Madison Square Garden. Anthony Joshua's debut in the United States as a professional. He fought here in the amateurs, but not as a professional. He got stopped in that fight. And now Anthony Joshua, he lost to Oleksandr Usyk via unanimous decision, okay? So his stock has plummeted, okay? And there's a lot of people that's questioning whether Anthony Joshua is overhyped. And so Deontay Wilder, he responds, and now he says that Anthony Joshua, I told you, things was going to come full circle. Now, after I beat Tyson Fury come October 9th, you're going to need me to revitalize your career just like I revitalized Tyson Fury's career. Tyson Fury went on a 3-year hiatus. Deontay Wilder, he was, out of sight, out of mind. He was off everybody's radar. The biggest fight in boxing was Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua for Undisputed. And because Anthony Joshua was playing so many games and pinballing between should he fight Deontay Wilder, should he not, he wanted $50 million. Then he couldn't accept it, so on and so forth, after he asked for $50 million. And Deontay Wilder said, I'm moving on to the next best thing. And they revitalized Tyson Fury in his career, okay? That's the reason why we had the first fight end in a draw. Second fight saw Tyson Fury victorious. Now we're going to the trilogy, October 9th. So Deontay Wilder saying that now I beat Tyson Fury, you're going to need me, right? And rightfully so. But here, Deontay Wilder is more than likely going to be looked to fight Oleksandr Usyk. Now, there's going to be a lot of roadblocks in the way because they're going to do everything in their power to prevent Oleksandr Usyk from facing Deontay Wilder. Oleksandr Usyk is also co-promoted with Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn, and fights on DAZN as well. So there you can see where the roadblocks are going to start to come in because Anthony Joshua, he has a rematch clause, but he suffered an eye injury. According to Eddie Hearn, he broke his eye socket. And so we don't know how long he's going to be on the sidelines. And also the WBA mandatory challenger, is going to be Joe Joyce and Frank Warren, who promotes Tyson Fury. Frank Warren, CEO, president of Queensberry Promotions, who co-promotes Tyson Fury in the UK. If Tyson Fury gets knocked out by Deontay Wilder, he's going to push for his fighter in Joe Joyce to get an opportunity to fight Oleksandr Usyk ahead of Deontay Wilder for Undisputed. But if Tyson Fury wins, you can expect them to look forward to Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk Undisputed match. So we see that how the games are going to be played. Also, you can expect Dillian White, Matchroom CEO promoter Eddie Hearn, who quotes Dillian White as well, to put Dillian White as the mandatory in front of for Deontay Wilder in the WBC title. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of moving pieces to prevent Deontay Wilder and Oleksandr Usyk from coming to fruition. So with that said, we have to see how this plays out. Oleksandr Usyk and his promoter and his manager, though, they are clearly, they moved to the drum of their own beat. And outside of the contractual obligation to have an immediate rematch with Anthony Joshua, I believe that they would try and attempt to step aside from Joe Joyce and fight Deontay Wilder for Undisputed, as Oleksandr Usyk is already 34 years of age. He doesn't have much time on his side, and he's looking to create history. He wants to become undisputed at cruiserweight and heavyweight like Evander Holyfield has done. Okay, so he doesn't want to fight. Now, obviously, he has to fight Anthony Joshua, but does he want to fight Joe Joyce? That's meaningless for Oleksandr Usyk. So he would petition to get, a voluntary defense, which would be against Deontay Wilder, and all parties involved would oblige, okay? It's just the Anthony Joshua fight would be standing in the way. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But Deontay Wilder lets Anthony Joshua know, now you're going to need me to revitalize your career, okay? And now Anthony Joshua, he's saying that, it's not about the belts now. Now it's not about the belts. Now it's about just fighting Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury because they're just huge fights. But initially he stated it was about the belts. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. Because if Anthony Joshua stylistically faces off against Oleksandr Usyk in rematch, stylistically that's a bad matchup. I don't know how much improvement and how different of an Anthony Joshua we're going to see. Okay, and Oleksandr Usyk, when somebody with the ring IQ and the amateur background as he does, he's got a lot of data on Anthony Joshua, and there's a lot of things he may be presenting and he knows that he could do different to make the fight even easier. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section, let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share the videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Oh, it is your boy Jada Kiss. Make sure you check out Blue Blood Sports TV. It's going down.